his name to Israel. God is changing our names at Sanctuary Praise. God knows that some of us have been out there and way out there, deep out there, but what I'm doing right now, I'm restoring you. I cleaned you up with a promise. I cleaned you up with a word. And God said that thing that I have for you is bigger than your highest imagination. He said, eyes have not seen, no ears heard. It has not even entered into your heart the things that I have laid up and prepared for you. God said there are some blessings sitting in place for you. And not only there's some blessings sitting in place for you, I have spoke to some people that are going to bring them to you. He said to the servants, Sister Geraldine, he said, bring forth the best robes. They didn't say which one. I believe he may have showed them. Because I believe God was saying, when my son come back, make sure you give him that. Yes, and I believe there's some people that God has spoken to you on your behalf. That when we come back to that place that God has called us to, into right relationship, God is speaking to some people already on our behalf. God said, my best is waiting for you. My best is waiting for you. Right when you come out of the midst. He said, my best. You ain't got to do your best, which we need to do our best, and try to be self-righteous. But God said, when you get in your mind that I need to get back to God and I just want to be a servant, I just want to do like Martha and Mary. I want to just get to his feet. When you get to a place where you don't mind getting to his feet, a place of humility, that's when God begins to release. And God is trying to prepare our minds right now because there's some things in place for us. God don't need to make nothing else. Everything you need is already in place. God said, it just hasn't been revealed to you yet. So my prayer today, because I believe we're coming out over this, and we're coming out in expectation. Have you ever been in a situation where you had to run out? Gerard, you ever been in a mess where I got to run out of here because this here is trying to destroy? I've had my purpose frustrated. Well, preacher, how do you get your purpose frustrated? When you begin to live life of trying to be something that you're not. When you begin to try to fit in with people and you know that's not my identity. God called us to become sons. God called us to become daughters. And in this place today, there are some people that have been through some serious situations. In Him. In Him. And the Lord is restoring. The Lord said, I'm healing right now. I'm healing right now. God is healing minds right now. Because can you imagine sitting down in the hog pen, knowing how good I had it at the daddy house? I'm looking around in this mess right now. I find myself thinking thoughts I never thought before. I'm just sitting right here and I just come to my senses one day and say, you know what? It's time for me to get up out of here. Yes, sir. It's time for me to get up out of this situation. It's time for me to get up out of this relationship. It's time for me to get up out of this thought pattern. And whoever I know in here, I'm leaving them. Yes, sir. I believe that the Lord is telling us it's time to head to me. Pastor Cornelius preached a message saying, time to head for the hills. Yeah. I hear right now. I hear right now all over the building. God said, I'm restoring. Yes, sir. I'm restoring you right now. I'm gathering your broken pieces right now. I'm gathering your integrity right now. You lost your self-esteem out there in the mess, but I'm gathering it. I'm restoring. I'm speaking back into you. I'm giving it all back to you right now. Because I understand what you did. You got your stuff because you got anxious. You got your stuff because you got impatient. And I understand God understood that. But God said, because I love you, I'm going to give it back to you. I'm going to give it back to you. I'm going to give you my best. It's in the closet. Roy's in the closet. Brother Gerard is in the closet. You ain't seen God best yet. You ain't really seen God best yet. And this is not just for you, but I'm going to talk to you, but God's going to heal others. Yes, you haven't seen God's best for you yet. God has so much in store for you. I saw you today as I was playing. As you was playing, I thought you was going to break those keys. Because it seemed like you was trying to let loose something. He wasn't playing for us. He was telling his daddy, thank you. You were worshiping God because of what he still had love for you after. And the Lord said there's some people in here today that think they lost my love, but God said I'm married to the backslider. Oh, Jesus. God said when we didn't want to come to church, I didn't want to hear nothing about church. I was going to leave this place. I wasn't going to come back to this place or no other place. God said you came back anyhow. And God said I love you. Yes, sir. And God said, I'm filling up a whole lot of stalls for people. I'm causing mouths to be shut up because of my love. Lord have mercy. Yes, God knows there's people talking about you in the place where you live. But guess what? Those same people that talk about you, God's going to let them see how you get there. God said, I have prepared a table for you in the presence of your enemy. God is healing you, young man. I don't know what all you've been through, but the Lord told me to tell you that it's your time and it's your season to receive his best. Yeah, Father, we thank you. Father, we thank you. God, just give it to us, God. Father, just give it to us. Give us your best, God. Father, give us your best. God, give us your best. God, give us your best, God. God said there's some things that I have predestined for you that's going to surpass. Somebody say surpass. It's going to go past your natural mind. It's going to exceed the minds of those around you, the critics. God said, I need them to be close enough to criticize you so they can be right there when you surpass the world. Yes. All I hear is freedom and deliverance in this place. And we're not going to walk by you another time and God says something to me and don't tell you. But God said, I'm going to heal you from all hurt. Just lift up your hands. Oh, Jesus, yes. In the name of Jesus. Let me tell you what it's saying. You have come out. You have come out. You have already come out. But the voices that stand around still trying to tell about the past, God said, I'm about to tranquilize their mouths. I'm going to cause their mouths to be quiet. He said, there's words family members have spoken. Lift up your hands, lift up your hands, lift up your church. He said there's word that family members have spoken. How, Jesus? Yes, God. He said the enemy was using family members to try to paralyze you. Trying to leave you insecure that you couldn't do this, you couldn't do that. But the Lord said, I purpose in you. I'm just walking forward. I'm just walking forward. They don't want to see you walk forward. They don't want to see you walk forward. They don't want to see you walk forward. Sometimes they don't want to see you walk forward. Sometimes they don't want you to stay there with them. Sometimes there are some people that want you to stay in the mess with them. But God is saying, I'm calling you out and into my best. I'm calling you out and into my best. God said, I have gifted you for such a time as this. For such a time as this. Yes. Greatness is in here. Greatness is in here. God said, I have my best for you. God said, I have my best for you. Lord have mercy. And sometimes we think we have good stuff. But I'm talking about the Creator says, is waiting on you, Brother Sam. And see, me and you can understand this because there was a time in our life we thought we had the baddest cars. And we thought we had the baddest clothes. But I'm talking about our Father that created material. He said, I got my best for you. God has his best for us. We just need to get in our mind that there's some stuff stored up for me. God's best is laid out ready for me. The things that happened to me in my past, all it did was usher me into God's best. The problems that you went through, the hell and the storm that you went through, God said, I have brought you to a wealthy place, a place of abundant fruitfulness. God said, when you went through the water, when you went through the fire, he said, I was there, and now I brought you into a wealthy place. I brought you to a place of abundant fruitfulness. You know you fruitful. Your testimony, your story is calling you to be fruitful. Your testimony, your story, your plan is calling you to be fruitful. Job is looking back and saying, before you went in prison, said that God is going to raise me to a great place, the best place, and going to place me with a reign of authority. I'm talking about to be next in charge. And you said that's God's best place. But once he went through it, he can look back and say, I am in the place of God, that what the enemy meant for evil, God has used it for good. God is preserving some people who do. Yeah. Just touch your belly, touch your belly. Touch your belly, touch your belly. Touch your belly. Yeah, God is preserving some people who He put in you. In the name of Jesus. God, as they lay their hands on their belly, God, I speak God's greatness. Come forth in the name of Jesus. And Father, as heirs of our salvation, God, you have given to us ministering angels, God. God, I decree and declare right now, God, that they begin to bring your best to us, God. And God, I decree and declare right now, God, that you release prophetic utterance to go into the spirit realm, God, and that you speak to intercessors, God, and that they begin to decree and declare, God, so that our stuff is loose and coming to manifestation, God. God, you said that you've already heard our prayers, God. And God, right now, I ask you to send Gabriel. I ask you to send Michael, God, because some stuff has been held up, God. But God, I come against that delay right now in the name of Jesus, God. God, that there's going to be a breaking forth. There's going to be a coming forth in the name of Jesus, God. There's going to be floods, God, of greatness, God. There's going to be floods, God, of events coming into our life, God. I thank you for your favor, God. I thank you for placing us right in the place of authority, God. God, I thank you right now. God, I thank you right now, God. Yes. Yes. I want to be able to tell you and your wife at the same time. I didn't know they was going to say this song, but there's a place called surrender, and you just say yes. You say a gifted couple. Yes. I just want to touch both of your hands. Thank you, Lord. And I decree and declare right now in the name of Jesus. God, that if they walk forth in this new season, God, in the name of Jesus, God, no weapon that is formed against them will not prosper, God. In the name of Jesus, God. God, they will come forth, God, in oneness. They will come forth in greatness. They will come forth in power, God. In the name of Jesus, God. God, release a fresh fire into them, God. Release that passion stirred up, God, as they go forward in you, God. In the name of Jesus, God. God, give them your best.